Hello and welcome to the MSA British Rallycross Championship in association with the Shannon Group. The sharp-eyed among you have noticed that we're still at Mondello Park. We're now at round 5, which is day 2 of this cracking weekend. Yesterday was amazing. I think today's going to be even better. Over to Dave Goddard for the commentary.
Thanks very much, Tony. Yes, welcome once again to the home of motorsport in Ireland here at Mondello Park. Breezy but dry weather conditions for the 5th round of the 2015 MSA British Rallycross Championship in association with the Shannon Group. We enjoyed a very lively and at times fraught round 4, full of incidents yesterday. Plenty of teams having to burn the midnight oil to get their cars ready for this 5th round of the championship, the second day of this away weekend for the championship. The track well watered in these dry conditions, around 70 cars ready for action across 9 different classes. We begin then to the B final for the Supernationals and Super Modifieds. Dan Rook, the Supernational points leader, on the front row alongside Paige Bellaby in the Lotus and Don Shannon in the Volvo, and it's Shannon who makes a good start. He'll lead the way into the first corner. The top 2 in this race go through to the A final. Gareth Woods made a good start from the back of the grid in the KA, but he's run wide on the exit of the first corner. It's Shannon that leads from Bellaby. Dan Rook in 3rd place. Now he needs to get into the top 2 here to try and preserve his championship lead. He's gone for the joker lap early. There's Ryan Murphy in his Ford Escort Cosworth up into 3rd place behind Shannon and Bellaby. Now these two finished 1-2 in the C final in round 4, but Don Shannon was penalised for not taking a joker lap. 4th place is James McVicker in his Renault Clio. Such a competitive field in the Super Nationals and Super Modifieds this weekend. Dan Rook only 5th, having taken his joker lap early. Behind him we've got Gareth Wood, and then it's the Lotus of Lloyd Spendler, the C final winner. Paige Bellaby under fire from Ryan Murphy in the Escort Cosworth, chasing her as they go into the hairpin. Looks like Murphy's going for the joker lap this time, though. Indeed he is. Still your leader is Don Shannon in the big Volvo S40. We're going to see him get through. Murphy through the joker lap, loses 3 spots. James McVicker, Dan Rook and Gareth Wood have all got through. McVicker is rather holding up the very potent little Citroën AX of Rallycross newcomer Dan Rook here, the surprise championship leader in the very open and competitive Super National Series. The 2 leaders away and clear at the front, and Dan Rook's had enough of being behind James McVicker's Clio now. He moves out to try to pass as they come down to turn 1. McVicker's got the racing line though, and Dan Rook gets a shove from his championship rival Gareth Wood. Pushes him out wide, the KA up the inside, side by side into the hairpin, and Wood goes through. Dan Rook will be fired up by that. He'll want the place back again. He's in danger of missing out on the A final. James McVicker ahead of them. Paige Bellaby takes her joker lap, rejoins ahead of James McVicker. This is going to be a 5-way fight shortly, or even 6 or 7-way, because a couple more cars closing up there at the back. That looks like George Tohill in the BMW Compact closing up on them as well. Well, Don Shannon, the only one who hasn't taken a joker lap so far. He'll take his, I think, this time around. Bellaby is 2nd. It's those 2 who are heading through to the A final as it stands at the moment, under threatening skies here at Mondello Park. Don Shannon takes his joker lap. It looks like he's going to do enough to retain the lead. It's a 3-car train, it's the hairpin. McVicker, Wood and Rook, and then 3 more cars behind them, Murphy, Spendlove and Tohill. Where's Don Shannon going to rejoin then? Is he still in the lead? It looks like he is in the Volvo S40, ahead of Paige Bellaby and James McVicker. Just saw a flash of orange there in the distance, so Don Shannon is surely heading for victory in this B final. There he is, heading into his final lap this time, I think. Paige Bellaby in 2nd place, then McVicker still hanging on in 3rd, a defensive drive by the Clio pilot. And the leading UK runners won't be too happy about that, because they're going to miss out on the A final, and Paige Bellaby is going to be the lucky one who gets through, along with Don Shannon. George Tohill forces his way past Ryan Murphy in the Escort. McVicker finally gets out of the way, takes his joker lap, so he finally loses that 3rd place. Gareth Wood and Dan Rook will battle all the way to the line for 3rd. Rook having a look as they come into Irish Ferries corner. Looks like Wood's going to hang on. Don Shannon is going to hang on to take the win in the Volvo. He goes through to the A final, and Paige Bellaby, well done to her, she joins him. Gareth Wood, Dan Rook, Lloyd Spendlove in the other Lotus, George Tohill, Ryan Murphy and James McVicker complete the finishers. Let's confirm the official results then. Don Shannon the winner by just under 4 seconds ahead of Paige Bellaby. Gareth Wood in 3rd and Dan Rook 4th. They miss out on the A final, as do Lloyd Spendlove and George Tohill. James McVicker completing the 7 finishers in the Clio.
Ollie O'Donovan, it's lovely to see you. It's round 5 of a 2-day here at Mondello. Now let's talk about yesterday first and foremost. It wasn't a good day for you, was it, mate?
No, it wasn't a good day. We had a bit of a struggle all day. We had 2 good heats, can't complain about them, and we qualified 4th in the grid. It was a bit of a tangle up in the final, and we just had a little bit of damage, and I just couldn't drive on the final.
Well, this is the new car. I think that's what we need to get our head around as well. Obviously, your old car's out with somebody else driving it, but this is its debut in British Rallycross. Just tell us how different it is, really, first and foremost.
I mean, it's a brand new car for us, but you know, it's our 3rd event with it now. So well, today's our 4th event. The car's good. Car's real good. Difference-wise, it's just a little bit lighter and a little bit shorter, but same engine, same gearbox, same team. So not that many changes.
So next up here at Mondello Park, it's the B final for the supercars. Steve Hill in the Mitsubishi is on pole position alongside Mark Watson in the Citroen. Declan Kelly's Fiesta completes the front row, and then we've got the older Fiesta of Thomas O'Rafferty and Noel Green, the other local man in his Mitsubishi. A slow start for Noel Green, and it's the English pairing who lead away into the first corner. Steve Hill from Oxfordshire, Mark from County Durham. They'll be the favourites to go through here to the A final. Hill, several mechanical problems throughout the course of the season. He could do with a decent result here in round 5. Oh, Thomas O'Rafferty pushing Mark out way wide there, coming out of the hairpin. Get off, says Mark. And the Fiesta, I think he's broken his steering doing that, because off he goes. And that's going to be Thomas O'Rafferty, I think, out of the race. Comes to a halt against the banking. Yes, he's broken the steering on the Fiesta with that contact. And then there were 4 fighting for 2 places in the A final. Mark up there in 2nd place, had a good run in the heats. Supercar heats earlier on. 2 wins for Julian Godfrey and 1 for Ollie O'Donovan. We'll see them out with their rivals in the A final later on. There is O'Rafferty's car. Look at the state of that. That's his day well and truly over. Now, Mark Watson in 44. He qualified for the A final at the opening round of the season at Croft, but if memory serves me right, he was unable to take the start, so he needs a decent run here. Chasing Steve Hill for the lead. Oh, and he's sideways, he's lost it. Round goes the Citroen, great cloud of dust. We saw him have a couple of spins in the heats as well. Mark was trying a bit too hard there, and he's going to drop to the rear of the field, because here come Noel Green and Declan Kelly. That's handed Steve Hill an enormous lead of about half a lap. He could take 2 Joker laps and still win this, I think. Just as long as his Mitsubishi lasts the distance. Through the Joker lap he goes. He must be wondering where everybody else has gone, Steve Hill. Here's the man in 2nd place, Noel Green, with his older Evo 9 Mitsubishi. Declan Kelly 3rd, and a doubtlessly annoyed Mark in 4th place. Chasing hard after Irish champion Declan Kelly. Well, Steve Hill's out of sight of everybody else. And I say, he could have probably afforded to take another Joker lap and still qualify for the A final. Mark trying to get back up into the top 2. He's chasing Declan Kelly in the Citroen Zara against the Ford Fiesta. Up the inside he goes. Declan Kelly not on the pace this weekend. He drops to 4th. Look at the side of Mark's Citroen there, where it was hit by Thomas O'Rafferty. No wonder O'Rafferty's out of the race. There you can see how the door has been crinkled as Mark closes back up on Noel Green in the Mitsubishi. He could retake 2nd place here. He goes for the inside. He's going through. Mark back to 2nd. Now, can he qualify for the A final? Steve Hill's half a lap in front of all of these 3. He's heading for victory. But who's going to be 2nd and join him in that A final? We're on the last lap now. Here comes Steve Hill. Rest of the pack heading through turn 1. He's on the back straight. Just got to last the distance around the last couple of corners. Mark Watson in 2nd place. Now, has he yet taken his Joker lap? I don't think he has. No. And the others have, so Mark is sadly going to lose his 2nd place all over again. Through go Green and Kelly. And it looks like it's going to be Noel Green who makes it 2 Mitsubishis into the A final. Bitter luck for Mark in that spin. He's having a pretty luckless season all round. Such a great character, the hotelier from County Durham. So Steve Hill's already taken the checkered flag. He's already back in the paddock as Noel Green crosses the line for 2nd place ahead of Kelly and Mark. Here's your result then. Steve Hill taking the win by 21 seconds. How about that? Ahead of Noel Green. Declan Kelly in third. Mad Mark missing out in fourth place. And Thomas O'Rafferty, as we saw, was a non-finisher after a collision with Mad Mark. Broke his steering on the Fiesta. 2 Mitsubishis into the A final then. First of the A finals on track then here at Mondello Park. It's the MSA Juniors. 2 heat wins for Drew Bellaby, 1 for Brad Durden. It's Brad who's got pole position though, and Jake Dooley in the little Toyota Starlet completing the front row. Sam Jones and Brian Martin on row 2. Jenny Hawkes completes the 6 qualifiers. Away we go then. Good start by Jake Dooley in the little Starlet from the outside the front row, the Irish junior champion, but it's Drew Bellaby who gets away well. And as always, Bradley Durden a little slow off the line. He always seems to struggle away off the start, does Brad, and he's dropped back down the order. So it's Drew Bellaby who leads the way ahead of Jake Dooley, who gets a punt there from Sam Jones. Get off, says Jake Dooley. I'm holding second place. This is my home circuit. A little 1000cc Starlet, not frightened to take the fight to the 1300cc Suzuki Swifts. Brian Martin in his Micra, not far away either, and Dooley having a go here at Drew Bellaby for the lead. Look at this as they come into Irish Ferries. Sideways there, Brad Durden trying to wrestle third place away from Sam Jones. Brian Martin's Micra is right behind him. This is a cracking race, and we're only 1 lap into it. Drew Bellaby leads then, but a frustrating weekend all round for her, battling with Brad Durden for the championship lead, but she won 2 of the heats today and looking for her first A final win in a couple of meetings. Sam Jones all over the back of Jake Dooley for second place. Don't forget the junior class do not use joker laps, so no chance of them ducking out into the chicane section. Sam Jones chasing for third place ahead of Brad Durden. Now Brad could possibly lose his championship lead here to Drew Bellaby if she stays out in front and Brad remains stuck down in fourth place ahead of Brian Martin and Jenny Hawkes. But still Jake Dooley upsetting the English runners here with a spirited run in that second place. Sam Jones still on his bumper as Bellaby increases her lead. Durden and Jones gang up on the little Starlets as they come into turn 1. Jake Dooley, he is loving this. Oh, but he's gone wide out of turn 1 there. Gets a wheel onto the grass. I thought he was going to spin. That's lost him momentum. Jones round the outside tries to squeeze him into the tyres there, into the hairpin, and they both get through. Robust tactics there from Sam Jones. Good shove on the side of the Starlet. Don't pick on the smallest one, Sam. But Jake Dooley is back to fourth place, although he is on to win the Irish Championship round. There's his only rival, Brian Martin, at the back, along with Jenny Hawkes in her Swift. Back in 6th position. She's looking to move into the BMW Mini Championship, we're told, next year, when she turns 16 years old. So Drew Bellaby leads into the last lap then. Jones and Durden left to scrap for second place. But fair play, Jake Dooley, for a brave run there, trying to hold that second until he got squeezed by Sam Jones, who's just lost second to Brad Durden into the hairpin for the last time. Jones back to the inside. The relative newcomer only made his debut in round 3 at Pembrey. Don't forget round 6 of the championship comes from Pembrey as well, before the final 2 rounds at Liddon Hill and Croft. So the leaders heading down towards Irish Ferries corner for the last time. And Drew Bellaby, following a torrid last couple of meetings, is finally going to get back to winning ways in this A final. Here she comes, up to the checkered flag. Drew Bellaby wins the junior final. Durden second, Jones third. And well done to Jake Dooley, he'll come in fourth. Here's the confirmed result then. Bellaby the winner by 0.4 of a second ahead of Brad Durden. Then Sam Jones, 2 Irish contenders, Jake Dooley and Brian Martin, and Jenny Hawkes completing the 6 finishers. Let's have a look at the championship then, and Bellaby is back on top by 9 points ahead of Brad Durden. Hawkes in third and Sam Jones down in fourth, having missed the first 2 rounds. Let's go to the pits and hear from Drew Bellaby.
Drew Bellaby, well done, A final. It's been a tough old day, but you got there.
It has. It's been a tough weekend, to be fair. A few bumps, car's not in that much good condition anymore, but it's the A final that matters.
So championship wise now, more than comfortable, or?
I'm not sure, after a few bumps and stuff. Yesterday, I can't remember where I finished in the part, I think it's like 4th. But after other things that have happened, I think I've managed to keep on top, yeah.
Fantastic, well done, great job.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Next up, it's the final for the Swift Sports, but there's a problem for the pole sitter in the assembly area. Nathan Heathcote's car has got a problem, and it looks like he is going to have to retire. What's wrong, Nathan?
Nathan, gutted for you. We're just seeing the dummy grid lineup. Obviously, there were some delays you getting round. Just tell us what happened.
Oh, I just went to start it I was about to go out, and apparently the fuse is gone, or one of the fuses is blown, or something's wrong with it, so I can't get it going, which is a bit of... That's just annoying, isn't it?
It is. Listen, I'll let you go and console yourself. Thanks for talking to us.
Cool. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, that's a great shame. No Nathan Heathcote on the grid for the Swift Sport A final. It's Jack Brown and Tristan Ovenden who complete the front row. Tristan winning one of the heats earlier on, the other won by Aidan Hills, who after a crash in heat 2 is left back on the third row of the grid. It's a good start by Brown and Ovenden together up to the first turn, but look at Darren Scott trying to push his way through on the inside in number 25. Brown is who takes the lead, Ovenden being rather hung out to dry on the outside. We're on board with Rob Maynard further back in the pack in the 76 car. Into the hairpin we go for the first time, almost clipping the tyres on the inside. Aidan Hills disappears into the Joker lap section at the first time basking. It's Jack Brown that leads the way ahead of Darren Scott, Tristan Ovenden and Rob Maynard around the opening lap. Been a fraught old day for the Swifts. Aidan Hills thought he was out of the meeting after that crash with Tristan Ovenden in heat 2 when he broke his front suspension, but he's out there towards the back at the moment. On board with Rob Maynard, you can see a bit of damage to his door there, flapping slightly in the slipstream as he heads down the home straight towards turn 1. Chasing at the moment Tristan Ovenden, who got pushed wide on the first turn. Brown and Scott it is who set the early pace. Jack Brown's already led home in a final this year in round 2 at Lyddon. Unfortunately, he forgot to take his Joker lap and had to be penalised. Still looking for his first round win since switching from stock car racing to rallycross. Darren Scott up there in second, the haulage company boss from Kent. Second in the championship behind Tristan Ovenden, who's currently chasing him down for second place here. Maynard in fourth place, they're clear of Aidan Hills, who's fifth. Further back in sixth is David Ellis, the winner of the B final. Out front then still Jack Brown, increasing his lead, because Darren Scott's having to deal with the threat of Tristan Ovenden, who's trying to go through as they come up towards the hairpin. They're side by side. Absolutely together through the hairpin section into Sayat Ben, the left-hander, and Scott somehow has held the place. Ovenden still down in third, looking to keep his championship lead, looking for his second successive Swift Sport Championship this year. On board with Rob Maynard as the dust begins to fly once again through Irish Ferries corner and the last corner back onto the tarmac, down the home straight. Maynard in a secure fourth place ahead of Hills, but this lot of course have yet to take their Jokers. Andy Hawkes at the back there in seventh place behind David Ellis. Great shame for Nathan Heathcote, the winner of Heat 1, a non-starter with electrical gremlins. So Jack Brown still leads it then. Darren Scott goes into the Joker lap in number 25. Where is he going to re-emerge? At the back of this group, it looks like he's going to come back out in fifth place. He's behind Aidan Hills, so it looks like Darren Scott's chance of victory may have gone, sadly. Not the best Joker lap there. He comes out ahead of David Ellis. Here are the leaders. Brown clear of Ovenden as we go into the final lap, and I think these three are all going to have to take their Jokers together. Aidan Hills is up to fourth place. Now he could still be a factor, having taken his Joker lap early. Where are the leaders going to re-emerge in relation to Aidan Hills is what we've got to watch for now. Brown, Ovenden and Maynard all through the Joker lap together. Now Aidan Hills has got to put his foot down along the straight through and through Sayat Bend here. Where's he going to come out? There's Hills. Where is Jack Brown? I think he's still in the lead. There's Maynard slotting back in behind Darren Scott. And the two leaders up in front, they're absolutely together. Look at these Hills right on the bumper of Jack Brown. This is going to be a close one, but it looks like Jack Brown has done enough. Denied victory by a penalty at Lyddon Hill earlier in the season. Jack Brown wins his first ever A final in Swift Rallycross. Aidan Hills second, what a finish. Ovenden takes third. Let's confirm the rest of the result then. Brown the winner by 7/10 of a second ahead of Aidan Hills. Congratulations, Jack Brown. Tristan Ovenden in third ahead of Darren Scott, then Rob Maynard, and B final winner David Ellis. Completing the top 6, the other finisher was Andrew Hawkes. And here's the points. Tristan Ovenden 19 points ahead of Darren Scott in the championship. Jack Brown closing the gap in third. Let's go and hear from Jack in the pits with Tony.
Jack Brown, A final win. It looked like you had a massive battle with Aidan Hills as well.
Yeah, I knew Aidan were coming. I could see my mirror catching me, and I left Jock till last lap to try and gain a little bit more on him. And I didn't realise he'd be that close until we come out of this last corner, and I realised he were really close. So I just tried slowing him down a little bit. And basically, if he wanted to come past me, he would have to go hard way around me. So yeah, so I think, yeah, I'm happy with that.
A final time for the RX150 buggies then, and this is going to be a straight fight, I reckon, between Mark Scott in pole position and the man alongside him, Chrissy Palmer. It was 2-1 in heat victories in favour of Scott. Dan McKenna, former British rally champion, on his Rallycross debut, completes the front row. George Tracy, Stephen Jones and Mitch Flaherty completing the 6 starters. As away we go, and look at McKenna having a go around the outside, but he's gone too wide on the run into the first corner, almost out onto the grass, and that's allowed Chrissy Palmer to move ahead of him. Mark Scott's already clear though in the lead. George Tracy up into second place, the Irish star in the ex-James Grint buggy up into second position. It's Mark Scott who leads the way. We've already seen his dad Andy have plenty of success this year in the Supercar category. Mark Scott going for his 3rd straight RX150 title this year. George Tracy has had a few mechanical problems in the heats, but he's up there in second ahead of Chrissy Palmer. Chrissy needs to get past him here if he's going to continue the fight for the points lead with Mark Scott. He forces his way through there into turn 1. Tracy gets it sideways. Stephen Jones, 3rd in the championship, coming into this round behind them in 4th place. Palmer soaring at the wheel there as they go into the hairpin, and Tracy bashes him wide. Up to second goes Tracy. Jones could come through for 3rd place. This could harm Palmer's chances of keeping the points lead. It'll be interesting to see whether it's Scott or Palmer on top following this race. Jones in 4th. There's Dan McKenna, who ran wide on the first lap. Mitch Flaherty is at the back of the field. No joker laps used, by the way, in RX150. There is a straight race to the flag, and Mark Scott is clearing off in front as everybody else fights among themselves behind him. Palmer to the inside, tries to take George Tracy on the run into the hairpin. Has he done it? Indeed he has, up the inside. Tracy fights back. Long-time rallycrosser here in Ireland, first time in an RX150 though. Great fight for second place. Jones in 4th, McKenna is down to 5th, Mitch Flaherty at the back. So it was 2-1 on heat victories for Mark Scott over Chrissy Palmer. It looks like it's going to be 3-1 to Mark in this A final. There he goes, clearing off in the distance ahead of Palmer, who's now in second. He can get the hammer down and chase after his championship rival, but we're on the last lap now. I don't think he's going to catch Mark Scott. We'll wait to see who's leading the championship with 3 rounds to go after this one. Stephen Jones in trouble, he's out of the race. That's 2 non-finishes in A finals for him this weekend. And here comes Mark Scott through the final corner. Chrissy Palmer took the A final in round 4, but in round 5 here at Mondello, it is Mark Scott who takes the dominant victory. Second place goes to Palmer. George Tracy will come through for 3rd. Dan McKenna in 4th, with Stephen Jones a late retirement. Looks like Mitch Flaherty will complete the 5 finishes. Bad luck to Steve Jones, 2 A final retirements for him this weekend. Mark Scott the winner then by 3 seconds ahead of Chrissy Palmer, with George Tracy 3rd ahead of McKenna, and further back Mitch Flaherty completing the 5 finishes. Stephen Jones, as we just saw, was a retirement. What's that done to the points then? Is it Scott or Palmer on top? Well, they are actually level on points, 166 points apiece. Jones still there in 3rd ahead of Mitchell Flaherty. Let's hear from Mark Scott in the pits.
That was some pulling your finger out today.
Oh, the finger's well and truly out. I pushed as hard as I possibly could. I don't know what happened at turn 1. I think Chrissy maybe had a problem, but anyway, I've done all as I could. I pushed as hard as I could and got the result I was chasing.
Fantastic. Listen, Mark, I'll let you go and enjoy it. Well done.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Craig Lomax, it's round 5 of British Rallycross. We're still at Mondello Park and you're still snapping drive shafts. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we've had to put them together with what we've had. I didn't like the shaft the way I did it yesterday, but I thought it'd hold, but it didn't hold in practice. So I gave it a little bit to see if it would hold, but it wouldn't. And then we've come back, put another one on, and it holded for that heat. So just a matter of driving around now and collecting points.
I was just about to say, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever way you look at it, Andrew Toomey hasn't continued. He's packed up and gone home after his problems yesterday, so it is a point scoring exercise for you, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, like I said yesterday, points make prizes, so I'm here to take maximum points and go on with championship still in my bag, probably.
3 classes in one race for our next final. Hot hatches, BMW Minis and Super 1600s. We've got 3 hot hatches out there. Thomas Velgosh in the black Peugeot 106 will start as favourite there, looking for his 5th A final win out of 5 this year. 1 Super 1600, that's Craig Lomax in the Citroen C2, and 1 BMW Mini, that's David Bell. So we're underway. Bell already banging wheels with Lomax as Velgosh leads them off. Fellow Polish driver Robert Potera there in the blue Saxo. They won the heats between them in hot hatch. Potera taking heat 1 after Velgosh had a spin. We're on board with Craig Lomax as they go into Seat Bend for the first time. Thomas Velgosh ahead of him in the black Peugeot 106, fighting with his fellow countrymen for the lead. We say it was 2-1 on heat victories for Thomas Velgosh. Potera in second, then it's Lomax. David Bell running alone today with Martin Hawks, his only rival in the BMW Minis here this weekend, unable to race because of a few back problems. He did compete in round 4 as Velgosh holds the lead ahead of Robert Potera. He broke down in the first heat of round 4 yesterday and had to withdraw from the meeting. Well, Craig Lomax failed to race after drive shaft problems in practice, but the Citroen much more on the pace here. He played it safe through the heats and just went for race finishes. Goes through there on the inside, going for the Joker lap along with Poland's Robert Potera. The other car in this race being Paul Mayborn in the white Citroen Saxo. Made a poor start, he's further back in the field. He'll be ahead of these two now, though, after they've taken their Jokers. Craig Lomax, the reigning hot hatch champion in the Citroen C2. He was in a Saxo last year. His first season in Super 1600, very sideways there on the tarmac. Don't tell me he's having more mechanical problems. It looks like he may be. Yes, Craig Lomax is in trouble again. There goes the reigning BMW Mini champion, David Bell. Let's see what happened again there to Craig Lomax as he came through the final corner in the C2. Sideways he goes. I wonder if, sounds like something broke on the Citroen again there. And once again, Craig is in trouble. He'll try and continue for the points, being the only Super 1600 out there, with that Andrew Toomey, his only rival, having broken down during round 4 and unable to race today. But that Citroen, certainly all is not well. Trying to struggle on, hoping he can make the finish here, Craig Lomax. No, he's pulling off to the outside, he's out. So we're into the last lap then, and here's David Bell, because Thomas Velgosh has taken his Joker lap. He's back with his hot hatch rivals, battling with Paul Mayborn in the Saxo. Goes up the inside as Mayborn goes very wide through the first turn. Velgosh is heading for 5 A final wins out of 5 this year. The London-based Polish driver in the Peugeot ahead of his 2 Citroen-powered rivals. But it's David Bell out in front in the BMW Mini. Takes his Joker lap and he's going to emerge ahead of the hot hatch contenders. So we could see a surprise here. We don't very often see the BMW Minis beat the hot hatches when they run together. Velgosh up the inside. Oh, no, you don't, says David Bell. I want to win this race outright. He hasn't got anybody in his own class to race against in this one, so he's battling the hot hatches, and he's going to come out on top, David Bell. Here he comes up towards the line. Looks like he's just going to hang on, only just ahead of Thomas Velgosh. And then Robert Potera and Paul Mayborn across the line. They're the 4 finishers. Here's your result then. David Bell, the winner, by 0.04 of a second ahead of Thomas Velgosh. He wins the hot hatch class. Then Potera, Mayborn and Craig Lomax, as we saw, was a non-finisher. In the points, well, Craig Lomax pretty much running unopposed in the Super 1600 class this year. In hot hatch, it's Velgosh with 5 A final wins out of 5, clear of Paul Mayborn in the points. And in BMW Mini, David Bell, likewise running virtually unopposed at the top of the charts. So as Craig Lomax's car is towed back to the paddock by the marshals, we get ready for the A final for MSA Supernational. Double heat winner Willie Coyne will start as the favourite here from the middle of the front row in his Corsa, but it's Gavin Jess in the Metro in pole position. Away they go. Oh, and Jess has been pushed sideways, round he goes and walloped straight into the tyre wall. Damage to the back of the Metro. I suspect we're going to see a red flag as Coyne leads. Mike Howlin, the top Supernational runner through the heats today against the Irish boys, tags the back of Padraig Leeson there through the first turn, and we do see a red flag. The race is stopped. Let's have a look again. Watch the Metro of Gavin Jess. Gets a tap from Piers Brown in the BMW and from Padraig Leeson, then crunch into the tyre wall. That's the end of Gavin Jess's race. Oh, and Padraig Leeson being towed off the grid as well. Problems for him. He won the final overall in round 4 and would have been one of the favourites to win this race, but he's heading back to the paddock. So Willie Coyne alone on the front row. 2 heat wins for him earlier. Lloyd Spendlove won the other. He went out in the B final, while Mike Howlin in the black and orange Fiesta won 2 of the Supernational category heats earlier on. Paige Bellaby won the other. Bit of push and shove then as we go into the first turn, but it is Willie Coyne in the Corsa, looking for a hat-trick of wins, leads them away ahead of Mike Howlin. Don Shannon in his Volvo up there in 3rd position, ahead of Piers Brown in the BMW, then Paige Bellaby, and Patrick Ryan in the Vauxhall Nova completing the 6 runs. Just a couple of them go for the Joker first time through, Brown and Ryan. There is Paige Bellaby. She'll fight Mike Howlin here for the honour of the MSA Supernational victory. Howlin up there in 2nd place, chased by Don Shannon's big Volvo, qualified by winning the B final, but it's Willie Coyne out in front in that rapid little Corsa. Howlin up there in 2nd place, runs a bit wide through turn 1. Shannon could go through for 2nd place, but Howlin's after top points in MSA Supernational. It was Tony Lynch who won round 4. He went out in this one in the C final, so again we can see just how evenly matched this field is. It was an Irish lockout overall in round 4. Padre Gleeson taking the win. Mike Howlin there in 3rd place, leads the MSA Supernational category in this one. Paige Bellaby is closing on him. I'm wondering if Howlin's got a problem here, because he seems to be slowing up. Yes, he's in trouble, Mike Howlin. Bellaby's going through and up into 3rd position. Mike Howlin's slowing up, he's in trouble. So Paige Bellaby takes 3rd place and now also leads the Supernationals. Howlin in real trouble, you can see him slowing down. There is Paige Bellaby, she's heading for her first, I believe, MSA Supernational round win. It's going to be an Irish win overall, though, by the look of things, with Willie Coyne leading Don Shannon's Volvo. Piers Brown there in the BMW he shares with George Tohill in 4th place, as here are the leaders. Coyne from Shannon. Bellaby back in 3rd place, then it's Brown. Behind them in 5th is Patrick Ryan in the Nova. I think they're the only cars left running now. We lost Padre Gleeson off the grid. Gavin Jess got stuffed into the tyre wall at the start. That's the 2nd time he's been involved in an incident off the start line in the A final this weekend, as Piers Brown just punts a bit of debris out of the way there. So the leaders take their Joker laps together, and such is their advantage. They're still ahead of Piers Brown. Bellaby taking her Joker lap as well. Brown up to 3rd, so it looks like it's going to be another Irish lockout of the top places. Willie Coyne's taken his Joker lap, he still leads. Even he's got some damage. Look, his rear bumper is hanging off as he goes into his final lap. He and his brother Michael, rallycrossers in Ireland for many, many years, until Michael emigrated to Australia a few years ago. The bumper comes off Willie Coyne's car there. Don Shannon out onto the grass, he's in 2nd. Chased by Piers Brown in the BMW. So a race of attrition for the MSA Supernationals and Irish Super Modifieds then, and it's going to be won by the green Corsa of Irish veteran rallycrosser Willie Coyne. 2nd win in an A final for a Corsa this weekend. Here he comes up towards the checkered flag. Willie Coyne takes the win for Ireland. It's an Irish 1-2-3 with Shannon and Brown next home. Patrick Ryan takes 4th, and well done Paige Bellaby. She'll take the honours in Supernational as their only finisher. There's your result then. Willie Coyne taking the win by 1.4 seconds over Don Shannon, and Brown and Ryan make it an Irish top 4. Paige Bellaby the only Supernational to finish, and Mike Howlin in the Fiesta suffering problems early on. He was a retirement. The Supernational points then look like this. Dan Brooks still on top despite only qualifying for the B final. C finalist Alan Tapscott in 2nd ahead of Gareth Wood. Paige Bellaby moving ahead of Tony Lynch and Stuart Emery up into 4th place in the championship. Time for the big race of the day then here at Mondello Park, the A final for the supercars. Derek Tohill is in pole position thanks to consistency in the heats in the Ford Focus. We're on board with Andy Scott as the cars leave the line. A away we go towards turn one. Who's going to get the best start? Double heat winner Julian Godfrey moves across on Scott. Andy Grant has gone wide. It looks like it is possibly Ollie O'Donovan that has gone to the front in the Fiesta, the winner of the opening heat of the day. Yes, it is. Toehill in second, Julian Godfrey in third place. Contact there, and Andy Scott spins as he goes into the Joker lap section. Contact there with Kevin Proctor. For goodness sake, says Andy Scott, what else can happen to me today? Great cloud of dust as the leaders head down the back straight. It's Ollie O'Donovan ahead of Derek Toehill driving his old car in second place. Scott flings the Peugeot through the Joker section. His chance of victory is now pretty much gone, I think. Julian Godfrey, winner of round 4, up there in third place, but it's Ollie O'Donovan's new Fiesta who leads the way. The two Shannon Group cars run 1 and 2. Great supercar debut this weekend by Derek Toehill. He's learned the Ollie O'Donovan Focus very quickly. They blast their way through Sayat Bend into the back straights. Godfrey taking his Joker lap in third place. O'Donovan and Toehill. The Irish fans are going to be very pleased with this. The two Shannon Group cars, 1 and 2, the two Fords. Further back, Godfrey in third place. It's Kevin Proctor in fourth in his Fiesta. Fords running 1, 2, 3 and 4. Further back, the Peugeot of Andy Scott, the two Mitsubishis of Steve Hill and Noel Green. And also Andy Grant in his Focus, completing the 8 runners in this Supercar A final. Ollie O'Donovan then, looking for his first A final win of the season. Takes his Joker lap. Is he going to come out ahead? Well, there's Steve Hill. He's ahead of Godfrey. Has Julian Godfrey perhaps got a problem here, battling with Steve Hill? Or is Steve Hill a lap down? In fact, I think that might actually be the case. Steve Hill possibly a lap behind in the Mitsubishi. He suddenly appeared out of nowhere in the middle of this fight, so whether he's had an off somewhere, I'm not too sure. We'll see when we check the results later on. Godfrey's taken his Joker lap. He's ahead of Kevin Proctor in his Fiesta. But it's still O'Donovan who leads the way. Kevin Proctor into the hairpin. And he comes to a dead stop in the middle of the hairpin. He's had a terrible weekend with the Fiesta. Steve Hill through the Joker lap then. He must have had an off somewhere, Steve Hill. Ollie O'Donovan then in the clear. Derek Toehill ahead of him. But Ollie knows that he has got to take his Joker lap this time through because we're on the last lap. O'Donovan knows his old car will disappear to the right as they go through the hairpin, and Ollie surely now heading for his first A final win of the year. There's Julian Godfrey. Broke a steering arm in a collision with Kevin Proctor in the first heat, had to repair the car. There goes Toehill. He's going to lose the lead, but only just to Ollie O'Donovan. And the two RX Racing Shannon Group Fords are heading for a 1-2 at Mondello Park. What a result for the Irish fans. Here they come, round the final turn. Ollie O'Donovan comes home to take his first A final win of the season. Who's going to be second? Is Toehill going to hang on? Only just ahead of Julian Godfrey and Kevin Proctor. Steve Hill, who I believe is a lap down, and then Andy Grant, and a doubtlessly very disappointed Andy Scott. Other car to come home will be Noel Green in the Mitsubishi. Here's the official result then. The win goes to Ollie O'Donovan, a couple of seconds clear of Derek Toehill, who just beat Julian Godfrey to the line for second place. Kevin Proctor in fourth, Steve Hill was there in fifth, and then Andy Grant completing the top 6 ahead of Scott and Green. That's your official result then. Here's the points. Julian Godfrey leads the championship by 10 points after 5 rounds. Ollie O'Donovan closing up in third. Let's go down to the pits and hear from race winner Ollie O'Donovan. He's talking to Tony Simpson.
Ollie O'Donovan, we've had many conversations at this point, but it's been a while since an A final win. Well done.
Yeah, we've had it's our first win for the year. We've been so close all year. We've been in the top 3 hunting all the time, and every time we came to a final, we were unlucky. So to bring it home in first place, really happy for the Irish crowd as well.
Fantastic, great drive, mate.
No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Happy scenes indeed. Well done, Ollie O'Donovan, his first round win of the year. Now we move on to the Rippler Retro Rallycross Series final. 5 cars out there. Barry Stewart in the Porsche will start as the favourite from pole position. He won 2 heats. Ray Morgan in the Ford Escort Mark III won 1. Away we go then, and Barry Stewart's already clear as they go into the first turn ahead of Ray Morgan. David Aiken in his Vauxhall Astra up there in third, ahead of Lance Foster in the Mini. And at the back of the field is Peter O'Brien at the wheel of his Peugeot 205. Around the hairpin they go for the first time. Then Barry Stewart looking to become the first man to win 2 A finals in Rippler Retro Rallycross this year. He's already clear of Ray Morgan, who won the third round at Pembrey. David Aiken chasing hard, had one or two problems in the heats earlier on with that ex-Tony Bardi Astra. Well, Lance Foster had to work hard ahead of this round 5. In the 4th round yesterday here at Mondello, he sustained a fair bit of damage. Peter O'Brien behind them in the rally car class Peugeot 205, running with the Retros today as the only rally car entry. It's Barry Stewart in the Porsche going clear. Ray Morgan under pressure from David Aiken in the Astra, side by side as they head into the hairpin. Morgan pulls away as they go through Seat Bend, the leaders of Hastings Mark III Ford Escort with the BDA engine. Lance Foster up there in 4th in the green and white Mini Spares car. There goes Barry Stewart in his Porsche 911 in the Rothmans lookalike livery. Seen 4 different A final winners so far in Rippler Retro Rallycross this year, and problems there for David Aiken. The Astra slowing down, he's in trouble. So Lance Foster goes through into 3rd place. Peter O'Brien in the Peugeot will go through for 4th. There is one race to come, I can tell you. After this, we have a special super final for the leading Supercar and Supernational competitors coming up after this as well. But the Retros fairly well spaced out. They don't use joker laps, of course, so a straight race to the flag. Stewart still leads. Ray Morgan trying to reel him in the Mark III Escort. Barry Stewart from Lewis in Sussex, looking good for his 2nd A final win of the weekend. The other winners earlier in the year being Ray Morgan, James Harold and Rob Gibson in his famous 6R4. They'll be back out, I'm sure, at the next round at Pembrey in South Wales. There's David Aiken, the Astra in trouble. He's pulled off into the joker lap section. He's out of the race. There is the man in 3rd place, Lance Foster, behind the leaders. Peter O'Brien, the other man left running in the Peugeot. Here they come then, into the back straight for the last time. It's looking good for Barry Stewart in the Porsche. And Lance Foster coming up to have a go at his old rival Ray Morgan for 2nd place, possibly. But it's going to be another A final win here at Mondello Park for Barry Stewart, the first man in Retro Rallycross to win 2 finals this year. Barry Stewart takes the checkered flag. 2nd goes to Ray Morgan, Foster in the Mini in 3rd, and the other finisher will be Peter O'Brien, because there is David Aiken pulling off into the paddock after problems with the Astra mid-race. Bad luck to him, but well done to Barry Stewart. We'll check out the results of that race then for the Retro Rallycross Series. Barry Stewart the winner by just over a second ahead of Ray Morgan, then Lance Foster and Peter O'Brien, the other 2 finishers. Let's head down to the paddock and hear from double final winner for the weekend, Barry Stewart. He's talking to Tony.
Well, congratulations, an A final win.
Thank you very much. Yeah, really, really good day. Car went well. Great bunch of guys to race with. Superb track. What more could you ask for?
Fantastic. Are you all out of Pembrey, I'm guessing?
I'm hoping to. Got to check the car over, but it seems to be going all right. So down to Pembrey we'll go.
Last race of the weekend then, something special, a super final. 6 supercars out there, plus a couple of the leading Irish super modified runners, Willie Coyne and Piers Brown, on the back of the grid. Ollie O'Donovan, Derek Tohill and Julian Godfrey form up the front row. This will be a 6-lap thrash for the line. Away we go with the Mondello Park Super Final. Great start by O'Donovan ahead of Tohill into the first turn. Godfrey trying to get around the outside. He's gone wide though, almost out onto the grass. And it's Ollie O'Donovan who leads ahead of Derek Tohill, looking to repeat their 1-2 in the Supercar A final. Steve Hill nearly goes off there, so does Andy Grant on the exit of the hairpin. Kevin Proctor's come through into 3rd place in his Fiesta. Then we've got Julian Godfrey, ran wide on the first corner. Oh, and Tohill spins. Round goes Derek Tohill. He's lost it there on the watered section of the back straight. He will rejoin at the back. So there go the leaders then. It's Ollie O'Donovan ahead of Kevin Proctor and Julian Godfrey. The 3 Fiestas. Steve Hill up there in 4th place in his Mitsubishi. Andy Grant behind him. Not such a good day for him today. Running wide onto the grass there, Kevin Proctor. This is a chance really for the drivers to let their hair down a little perhaps. No points on this race, just a straight race for the flag. Just like it used to be in the golden days of British Rallycross. It's Rallycross certainly going through a boom period at the moment with its first World Championship now being enacted by the FIA. See that at Liddon Hill every year. Ollie O'Donovan leads then, pulling away from Proctor and Godfrey. Hill in fourth, then it's Grant. And our two Irish super modified runners further back, of course. We've got Willie Coyne in the Corsa and Pierce Brown in the BMW joining the grid for this one. O'Donovan leads then. Looks like no joker laps this time, with this being a non-points race. Just a chance for the drivers to show off their skills and give the fans an extra treat here at Mondello Park. There's Steve Hill ahead of Grant. Further back in sixth place, looks like possibly Noel Green in his Mitsubishi. Well, Ollie O'Donovan's away and clear at the front. He's heading for victory in his Fiesta. Last lap board is out. Well, Ollie O'Donovan started the year at the wheel of the Ford Focus that Derek Tohill is racing and switched to his Fiesta for this weekend. Took his first round win here today in round 5 of the British Championship in association with his company, the Shannon Group. And now he's heading for victory in the super final. Here he comes, Ollie O'Donovan. Around the final turn, it's going to be another win for the RX Racing Shannon Group Fiesta. He takes the checkered flag. Well done, Ollie O'Donovan. Kevin Proctor second, Julian Godfrey third. Check out the official result in a few moments' time. Steve Hill comes home in fourth place. Ollie O'Donovan cuts loose in celebration with some donuts. Fantastic to see. The drivers just letting their hair down at the end of 2 fabulous days of rallycross. They're all at it. Donuts from Julian Godfrey and Derek Tohill as well. 2 wonderful days of rallycross. There is the winner, Ollie O'Donovan. And listen to the crowd. A Martin Shanker-style celebration from Ollie O'Donovan as he heads back towards the paddock. And here's your result then. Ollie O'Donovan the winner by just over a second ahead of Kevin Proctor. Then Godfrey third ahead of Hill, Grant and Derek Tohill recovering from his spin for sixth ahead of Pierce Brown and Willie Coyne. That's about all from me, Dave Goddard then. Thanks for listening. I'll hand you over to Tony Simpson for the final word.
As you can see behind me, the fans are now leaving Mondello. We've had a fantastic 2 days racing. This has been the end of round 5 of the British Rallycross Championship in association with the Shannon Group. Round 6 will be at Pembrey. We hope to see you there.